Pretty safe position 5 Witch Doctor pickup comes out for Quincy crew here. Nothing to say about it.
We're looking at. I mean, the good thing about this is, I mean, have we seen Quinn play Monkey King ever?
I don't know.
Doesn't feel like one of his. I mean, it's usually you are. I don't know if it's always you are.
It's definitely his hero. I don't know if we've seen it in this DPC. He's been mostly on like the Void Spirits, but he plays Monkey King. Like he's known for his Monkey King in pubs. It's just that like in pubs, it's obviously a lot different than in competitive. I mean, there still is a Void Spirit. Shockingly, it's not banned.
5 seconds remaining.
No, just another position 5 pickup. Oracle, the more defensive grab. Fate's Edict, I suppose, is nice against Monkey King, who's pretty right-click dependent, and it's great with Death Prophet. If it is a core Death Prophet, which it looks like it is, she benefits tremendously from the ult, the Soul Siphon together, and I imagine whatever the Tomato hero will potentially be, they'll probably find something to kind of link it together with the Oracle. And there's the Jug for UR.
Okay. So yeah, Quinn Monkey King. I like UR on. I mean, we talked about this last game where even though Ursa made a lot of sense, it's not really a Yawar hero. We don't see it that often. The Juggernaut definitely is.
Yeah, for sure.
So if it's a best of one, comfort level, certainly important.
5 seconds remaining.
Now they're just looking for, in all likelihood, an off lane, unless they want to do some crazy switcheroo with Mirana.
I think that's why this Alk went through too to the second phase, even though Quincy crew had this 8th pick where most teams would just yoink an Alk there and then like win the game off of this cheesy BS. So I like the Quincy crew clearly have like recalibrated after the last game, and they're not taking the bait. Like they kind of took the Timbersaw bait last game, and Yawar was on this like uncomfortable hero, and EG played around the fact that he was this Ursa. But this time they're just saying, okay, we're going back to our Quincy crew style of like, we're just going to pick and you have to deal with us being on our best heroes. And we don't care if you counter us. Like Yawar's on Jug. He's going to like rotate early game, because he knows exactly the earliest time to do this. He always rotates as soon as he gets his Omni Slash and gets a huge kill.
Oh, the Oracle, you talked about the Death Prophet combo, but they can switch things up a lot here. I mean, the supports are already pretty much set in stone, but heroes that I think of that we haven't really seen much of, like Terrorblade with the Oracle combo, pretty strong. You could also flex. I mean, this could even be a mid DP still, technically speaking. Doesn't have to be offlane for Saberlight.
That fits with the Brile playstyle that has been brought up a couple of times that we like to see him on, more of the objective forward playstyle, carry
Morph
playstyle.
is still there as well.
I was going to say Morph does seem good. Okay, they go with the Ursa. So there's your Tomato hero. Bit of an active carry. I do like seeing him on these.
Is Windrunner still in the pool, gentlemen?
Oh, no.
It's always this last pick, Windrunner.
I actually think you have to ban it. I think you have to ban it if you're Quincy, because it's so good against Monkey. You just Windrun and go on him in his ult, and he dies to your Maelstrom.
It's true.
It's very annoying. I've actually seen this get picked up a lot in pubs recently. People are realizing that it just takes what Monkey wants to do in the game and makes it impossible. It's similar to Batrider, except Windranger, you actually have to be really high skilled to like get this hero online, whereas with Batrider, you can have like 0 items and still counter the Monkey, which is why even though Bat's a terrible hero, people are still banning it second phase when they do have the Monkey King. But Brile, he's a wind expert, so he'll get there.
I mean, you're obviously banning for him unless they switch the Death Prophet to be mid, which I don't think we've seen him. I mean, I don't think we've seen a DP mid in I don't know how many games.
Yeah, the other thing is just grabbing the Void Spirit that's on the table there. But
yeah, true.
But that's also a snowballing move hero.
I'm wondering like how does this Monkey Ursa matchup go? With how Fury Swipes has been nerfed, but then so has like the Jingu. This used to be like Ursa favored, but maybe if you ran this Lelis offlane, Monkey King, you could actually beat the Ursa. Then again, you're running it into an Oracle, actually. Scratch that. You can't do that. This has to be a Monkey mid, I think. But I know Lelis has played this Monkey offlane in pubs.
Normally, I would say Voice Spirit would be a good mid pick here, but if you're going against Monkey King, not so much. The fact that hero's still in the pool is kind of crazy, but
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I think the Windrunner, Wind Ranger, whatever the hell her name is these days.
I think it's Wind. It's just it's too good.
Viper's
Okay.
also out there if you need a lane dominator. I don't see Bryle play it though. It doesn't really feel like a styling Bryle hero.
Yeah,
but...
it's like too boring for Bryle, I think.
Well, if you need a win, maybe boring is what you do though. You really need a lane win.
I think Wind is like less winning the lane, but more like in the game, Monkey King will be destroyed, and it's good against Jug too. You can Wind around the Omni Slash, and in the early game, it's enough to survive.
And how about the offlane for Quincy crew? Who's left in the pool here? A lot of stuff, actually.
I mean, this has got to be Wind,
played-
right? Like, I feel like there's nothing. Oh my god.
There you go, Dakota.
Dude.
Nice call.
You got to get a win. Who cares if it's boring? Sometimes you got to do a chest pass, right, Suns fan? You don't do the cool, like, between back behind stuff. You got to get a good chest pass going.
That's true.
The layup. Not the
Nothing
dunk,
fancy,
the layup.
not behind the back pass,
Jeez.
nothing like
10
that. You can lose
seconds
the ball. No turnovers today, gentlemen. Viper's very stable. Doesn't
5
scale that
seconds
well,
remaining.
but lane dominates. In that
Maybe
mid
off
lane versus
lane.
melee.
Offlane versus Ursa. So, Venom. Okay.
Choose your
Puck.
hero.
So,
Ooh, is this a offlane monkey?
so they might be doing the offlane Monkey. They
It
are.
is.
They are. Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
The flexibility's there. We don't see it
They
often.
did it.
but
This
there
is the
it
first flex they've ever done.
Well, let's see who's
You know
on.
what?
Let's see who's on Viper though.
That's true.
Viper DP. They could still do
Oh.
Saberlight on the Viper.
Damn hero.
Yeah, they're like, Bryle,
Okay.
you guys
Bryle,
want to?
man. Okay,
Oh,
so
Bryle, okay.
I'm gonna
Pick it up.
reward Quincy crew for one time flexing. For
Oh,
the first time
jeez.
ever, Quincy crew will take this game, gentlemen. Jenkins, don't copy me.
I want to go Quincy Crew just because I don't like Bryle on Viper. I feel like you're just taking your high skill guy and throwing him on this boring, terrible, slow hero.
10
I'm gonna go
seconds.
But
Quincy
orb
Crew.
walking takes skill, Jenkins.
Ah, yes, that is what Suns fan would say.
All right, we got 2 for Quincy Crew here at the panel. We got to see what our commentator trio has to say. Let's go ahead and get into the break, but when we do come back, we got Lyrical, Trent, and Aui on the coverage.
Welcome back, everybody. We are here again for our final game of this entire tiebreaker saga that we've been living through. I got Trent, I got Aui with me. Trent, I just want to start off. We're talking about a really boring hero. The panel feels like it's there, Viper, but it's pretty freaking good against Monkey King. What do you think?
Boring? Oh no. You know, Viper is exciting. It
Okay.
adds intrigue to the game when you have to count how many heroes it takes to come mid and kill him and stuff. But
Run like the dog
I mean,
you
Al, you
are.
know a lot about Bryle. Like, is this a Bryle hero? You know, can he play some Viper Dota?
I think Brao's been like he's a very fast learner. I remember I played with him like way back when we were on Chaos together, and we picked Brao Viper, I think, versus Navi, and we lost. And Brao, I never want to play Viper again. But slowly over the years, when it's been a Viper patch, he started to enjoy Viper. There's this one patch where Viper is super
30
cancerous, and he said
seconds to
it is fun pressing Q on people,
Wow.
which it is. So yeah, I think he's a solid Viper, but it's definitely not like his comfort is definitely the carry style heroes mid. He's worked pretty hard on these like space maker types, and he's gotten really good at it because he's just a very talented player. But
Were you
I'll
expecting
Viper.
the Wind Ranger again?
no, I think Wind Ranger Ursa is like just a bad core duo. Like it's too much physical single target.
The
Oh, bottom
battle
lane, Moon with a
begins.
nice goal here.
Uh-oh. Gotta be careful.
Oh,
Not gonna quite connect it, and they're able to walk away for the moment. But Leslau, good arrow. That could have been a little bit deadly with the rundown that was going on there.
I feel like that was a bit lazy though. Like, you could just wait for the Oracle Q to hit. I don't know
Yeah.
if Monkey King dies there, but he will take a lot of damage. They're actually tri-laning, which is sort of cool, because at the start of the game, I clicked on Moonmate. Okay, they're not. I thought he was going to roll on the once. Okay, never mind. You know what? I'm just wrong. This is what
Fine.
being Kyle's like, you know? You just call shit, and it sounds right in your head, but it's just wrong. I clicked on Earthspin to start a game. He has boots, he's 335. I'm like, oh, that's pretty fast. I clicked on DP, he has no boots, he's 335. That's cool.
Wow.
Pretty convenient versus Jug.
Yeah, I remember Kezu was telling me actually that this DP right now is very strong in Europe. Very good versus Juggernaut actually, specifically in lane, because you can just outrun the spin. Very hard to go on.
Definitely.
Moon doing the pull here.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be able to get that one immediately. Yeah, and then of course, you know, as you mentioned, being so fast, you're not at risk necessarily on Saberlight in this lane.
And he did the classic, the good form move, where you stand in the camp for a second too, just to get the body block off before you pull it to the rest of the wave.
Yeah, they didn't block the small camp, so they will have that on Quincy crew, but Yawar actually pulled it into his tower just because DP had such a big wave. Oh no, Moon messed up the pull. Very unfortunate.
Oh, that's rough.
Okay, so both teams, I think this is sort of like a bit suboptimal by both teams, but it's going to work out for both of them somewhat. Normally you want to pull like either to 4 creeps behind the tower or 3 creeps even, and deny a lot as Radiant. And in Dire you want to pull it around this sort of spot so you don't lose the equilibrium.
Now Moon messes up the pull, they get the kobold again, so it's okay.
I mean, that camp's at least a little bit better.
Oh,
it's
that's
not the
true. Yeah.
5 little
The terrible
things that
ones.
ruined my life.
The
I
worst.
hate those things. I've actually messaged Iceberg and been like, yo, these things, they gotta go.
You
ruining my
pro
life.
players,
Are you
you're
responsible for the
unbelievable.
prowlers too? Are you the exterminator?
Nah, I love those things because I would play Crystal Maiden and I'd stack them. And my carry would be like, yo, come help me. I'm like, sorry, God, it's my ult's on cooldown. I don't know how it happened. Just...
Something weird. Damn, dude.
That's what-
I wish that I could do that and just be like, hey, can you just get rid of Ricky, Ice Frog? Is that okay? Like, I don't care
think
about techies,
pretty much
but
anyone can email Ice Frog. Like, he's had an open email since, like, Dota 1.
good to know. People out there. Actually, I don't want to encourage anybody to email him. Don't email him. I'm sure it's, it's fine. But regardless, it's something to watch for here in this game, at least. That top lane, it feels like there's a potential for some, like, super aggressive stuff. If they wanted to go on to LOA. Is there anything that you're particularly worried about as far as, oh, wait a minute. Roll in. Saberlight gets hit by the Maledict as well,
That's
getting
very far.
spun down. Ah, he's a fancy guy.
Very fine. Yeah, that's the spin. Like, you use your 40-second cooldown on Juggernaut, and honestly, it didn't do any damage to him.
And that should be
Very
the worry,
savage.
right? Because now they want to kill LOA. He's like, yeah, I'm getting out of the tower.
They're going again on Jug. This is really good harass from them.
Frustrating. And right now, doesn't have that much regen coming out to him either. His courier just was brought out. All he has is this magic stick. LOA does have a couple tangos and a salve, so he's going to have to make up for that difference there. Haven't
I've
really...
never seen this matchup before, actually. Jenkins was saying, like, sometimes they run this Monkey King offlane, but I'm interested in how bottom will go. He also mentioned, like, Oracle can purge the Jingu stacks. Ooh, he blocks the arrow on the Ursa, but he's taking a lot of damage for that.
That was kind of you.
I think the thing that's always so weird about it is, yeah, you can purge it, but more often than not, what we've seen from some of these Monkey Kings is just immediately boundless striking after they get the stacks up, and sometimes connecting onto the Oracle with that as well, which can be pretty annoying. Like, so you'll at least get one good hit off as Quinn down at bottom gets the DT and starting to put in a little bit of work there. Moon trying to ensure that his teammate's going to be fine, but Quinn moving in further. They're going to see if they can get some extra damage onto Bryle. Good stuff here down in the mid lane.
Oh, so sexy from Mojo. He shot that arrow because he knew Moon would roll onto that route. Because Trent did it twice last game. And, they just get the arrow on the rolling Earth Spirit for a nice first blood. Oh, wow. They got a Saberlight top. That's big.
The number of times, like, you know how, like, something gets mentioned to you and then you never noticed it before, but then suddenly you notice all the time? Or the first time you pointed out the runes on Quinn, I swear to God, every NA player stream I've been on lately has been like, oh, there's Quinn. Another rune for Quinn. Like, every single pub, every game.
This has happened before, like, where the mid player just seems to get all the runes. Before, it's like S4 in Alliance, right? S4 rune. But the reason they get these runes is because they think of the runes more and they play for the runes better than other people. And it's a very valuable skill. It's not like something that just happens by chance. It's a 50-50, but like it's 50-50 if you're both on the rune, but you can do things to swing your chances, and your teammates can do things, especially for Quincy crew.
Absolutely.
And it's just so important this patch when, like, so many mid lanes get decided by this.
For sure. Like, I've noticed, like, honestly, this game is sort of an outlier in that the mids were picked very late, but mids have been picked pretty early this NA DPC season, just because all the mids sort of go relatively even in lane, but your rotations are based off the runes. So if you pick your mid earlier, it means that your side lanes are stronger, which means that they have more space to come check the runes for you.
Very interesting, yeah. And that sort of gives you a better potential here, as actually, that roll in, able to get the stun, but Leslau still in a world of hurt as Tomato tries to run down, but he's pretty quick, walking out of there, and looks like he's fine. MSS also getting away. So this rotation from Moon will not connect.
Oh, that was so good from Leslau there. He knew that Ursper was coming in, and like this was the right play by Moon. I really like this play from the TPN. They saw it overextend, quick reaction. Top lane.
Saberlight TP's out, and did take a lot of damage. Maledict tick does not look like it's going to be enough. He's regenerating back up.
There's a big difference this game versus the Ice games where Quincy Crew, they're punishing the fact that Earthspirit is leaving this DP alone a lot harder than Ice was punished. Like, it's like their networks are similar, like the Timbersaw and DP, but they're different types of heroes. Like DPs, I don't think as an offlaner on DP, you're really the type of hero that can like lose your lane really badly and still come back. Because what's your comeback? Like you have to press R on a tower. If you're behind, you're just gonna die.
Yeah, it's also difficult for him to abuse the siphons. Like he's still holding a point right now on Saberlight.
Yeah. And they still have their wagon alive at 7 minutes on Quincy Crew. I'm sort of surprised they're not looking to rotate the puck there. Instead, he came bottom to pressure the Ursa, which is like a pretty good play, honestly. But I think they're looking to take this top tower with this wagon.
Let's see if they can make it happen. As you mentioned, there is still Moon in the area. And it's, I mean, we'll see if it ends up happening. Like, I guess the danger is, of course, like rotations that could come out from those mids. Although Quinn makes the jump, silence there with the coil onto Bryle, tries to find that kill, but the heal is there. It looks like Bryle should be able to walk out of there somewhat okay, as he did take a lot of Maledict damage, but, you know, with that corrosive skin, he's doing good.
I guess they're okay playing this map sort of stable on Quincy Crew. That's what they decided. Instead of going with this wagon, look at Saberlight. He knows about this wagon. He's been clicking it down for all 900 HP there. Right now, like, Tomato's actually having to jungle level 5 Ursa. That's not really what you want to see.
Especially when no one's even benefiting from the space right now.
Yeah, I mean, I like that. I was really worried that they do another range offlane on Quincy Crew for Leslau. I think this team excels when, like, this guy is on the hero that... Oh, top lane?
Top, roll. Nope, can't do it. Super dead. Tries to run away. Bryle's made this rotation as well. Does not have his Atos yet, but we'll be able to get the slowdown there onto LOA. Gives up the chase. Push.
Amazing punishes from Quincy Crew. They're really in their element right now. They're forcing all these rotations and TPs around, and then they're punishing it super quick. Like, look how fast that Viper was mid. He TPs top, and they're already going mid before he even TPs to make this play. Like,
yeah, MSS has been lurking.
Ooh.
Waiting here.
Silence. Jumps away afterwards. Quinn just sidesteps the roll arrow afterwards. All right, MSS. All right, okay. Take it easy there, buddy.
They're gonna get Tomato here too.
Dude, they're still going in, and they can't bring in anybody to help this for the moment. Enrage is worn off. At this point, the damage coming through onto Tomato. Dude, Quincy Crew are cooking.
Oh man, feels bad to be Bryle, man. I mean, I don't like he can play Viper, but if you're in a losing best of one and you're playing Viper, Monka.
Yeah.
Where's my turnaround potential? Where's my high impact
Yeah,
plays?
I mean, we saw that, right? Like, he's a mid hero. He's like, oh, they're overextended top. I'm just gonna TP up there, pretend I'm Void Spirit. They're all dead. But no, you're a Viper. He has boots. He's moving at 320 move speed. If he buys a Windlace, he'll almost be the same speed as a no boots Death Prophet.
It's okay, he got the trinket, you know, that's pretty nice. Alright, he's gonna get an Atos. Gonna turn things around.
I mean, I'm clicking their heroes. Like, what is the play on the Radiant team? They need to get this Atos, which is still honestly too far away to wait for. They need to like get a play where they kill a hero and fast, because they're getting pressured all across the map.
And Bryle, I mean, he's in here again mid and gonna get chased down. Omni slash drop down, switches over to Dubu, back over to Bryle. No more Fate's Edict, which means that Viper's dead. Oracle is dead. They are getting completely ripped apart here. Quincy Crew, again, like, lost that series against Undying, and now it feels like they've come up with, like, they studied that game, they've come up with solutions, an 8-0 start. Really impressive showing from them here, as another arrow connects down bottom. Moon tries to get away from there, a couple more hits, not gonna be enough.
It is rough. It feels like Moon's playing this Earth Spirit. He's doing his best to rotate. He did a pretty solid job in lane, but, like, what are his play options right now? Like, it's so hard when you're losing as this Earth Spirit to, like, create something out of nothing. Because the hero gets on top of people. He repositions them, but he doesn't have the damage to actually have that gank happen. Usually that comes from, like, your mid laner, but you have a Viper mid versus Puck, so you can't kill there. Top lane, there's a Juggernaut, you can't really kill there. And bot lane, like, Leslau he just made the outplay when he went for that kill.
And your
Now
Ursa's
he's
farming.
just,
You know,
yeah,
he
and
doesn't
now
want
he's
to be
just
there.
like a level 8 Monkey King. He's hard to kill.
I mean, Moon's not
man.
even 6 after the tome too.
Dubu doesn't have his ulti yet. They're popping Exo. Like, they're so desperate here.
They're making so many potential plays, but the other thing, Moonlight Shadow, no dust. Where's the dust?
All right, listen, guys. All I'm saying is that the Leafs got a shutout the other night, so it's possible that Quincy Crew can do it too.
I don't know. This is looking scary. One thing that's going for him, somebody on Quincy Crew left the Keen Optic on the ground, and Ursa went and picked it up. So they're able to steal that one away. I don't know if anybody has actually taken it yet.
Oh my god.
Looking, Jason wanted to do something here. Just moving in, but the DP just gets exploded. They destroy Moon afterwards. 2 quick kills again for Quinn. And Quincy Crew, they have all of the answers. 10-0.
Go, Leafs, go.
11 minutes in here,
The
and
thing is,
killing
like-
off couriers. What?
That was the first
Devastating.
Exo from DP. Imagine you're playing this Death Prophet hero. You know, your lane's not that good. You're like, okay, I'm making space so my Ursula can make these moves, you know? They don't work out, which is like unfortunate, but you know, I'm still playing my game. I pop Exo, you know, I'm feeling all Chad. Okay, they run away. Ah, shit. And then I still have Exo on, and they just whack me to death. Like, they didn't even, like, nuke him or anything. They just hit him to death there. That's a feels bad.
Yeah, I mean, click these tier 1 towers on Dire, you know? These things are, they're feeling really good right now.
Like, I think the thing about, like, you're asking whether Brawl can play Viper. And the answer in a vacuum is 100% yes. But can his team play around this Viper in the same way that they would usually play around Bryle? Because, like, what usually happens is that Bryle, like, people say he's far mid, but he makes a lot of rotations for his team. Like, that TP top on any other mid hero, that's a kill. It's a really good rotation. It will change the outcome of that lane. But he's a Viper, so all of a sudden, these plays that his team relies on him to make are not going to happen. Look at
Tomato.
Oh, Tomato. He's super
Oh,
dead.
I love
Silence.
this about Witch Doctor so much. Like,
Yes,
the 2-hero smoke with Witch Doctor is one of the best feelings early game.
it is. Witch Doctor's like, I think he's the highest damage 5 for this type of play. Like, obviously, like Phoenix and team
Especially in
fights
the
or
early
whatever.
game.
But this hero feels so good. If you have a good lane, this hero can 1v5 the game for 5 minutes.
Now he has
Or 10
Voodoo
minutes.
Switch Room, by the way, which is also just like the coolest
Wait,
shard.
Oh, I thought you meant he
Oh, no,
had
no,
it
no,
already.
sorry,
I was
sorry.
like, what? It's been 13 minutes. Oh my
Oh.
god.
He's hacking,
But-
you know?
He's hacking.
Smoke up here, like this stuff feels really desperation. Which again, they're in a desperate spot right now for Undying.
fucking
We
rough.
talked about like the sort of mental state of the game and like how Quincy Crew is gonna hold up. It feels like they got pissed and like are trying to take it out on Undying right now because holy moly. This is scary, like how good they're playing this early game here. And again, they find Bryle popping the Monkey King ultimate, which is just going to be able to force them back. So no further fight, at least for now. They try and fight after this, though. Roland coming. Oh, but the break! Get off of me!
The arrow
Now
for
Coil.
Did you say arrow?
Dude, unreal. Finds himself Dubu. Dubu trying to get in position, able to save Bryle finally. That was really close. That great arrow coming from MSS. Omni Slash now as they jump in, trying to throw out what heals they can. Great silence. That could have been a dangerous spin down potential for Yor. Instead, it's going to be a trade of, well, nothing really, but a lot of heroes mid.
Yeah,
They're going to
Quinn
smoke up
dies
at that
there
top.
If Oracle's not max arrowed.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
A nice play by Tomato there. Dodging the smoke gank. Yeah, that fight was, they popped, that's the second Exo. And they popped this Monkey King out, even if they don't get kills there, they're popping it basically just to defend that mid tower. Now they stalled out that Exo, and, yeah, I mean, that was not bad for either side, but I think Undying are still feeling a bit of this pressure, right? They had the Atos and Ace for the Viper, and that was their time. Oh, top lane.
MSS finds the arrow, does a bunch of damage, but now the Magnetize down. Moon wanting to find himself an opening there. Root afterwards is they're going to beat down Leslau. All right. That's what they need.
Can't all
They got
That's
kill.
actually a really good kill to get right now, because they need that pressure. Like, honestly, more than any... Oh, they lost mid tower. That's unfortunate. Gets to deny. But they need heroes dead on Quincy Crew's side so they can get their lanes out in order to make moves. So when the teams are really good with Viper pick this hero, I think something that they have is a lot of lane push with him. Because this hero, like, he pushes lanes, but he's really slow between lanes, so he can only push one lane. So if you, like, supplement that with, like, other heroes that can shove these lanes, then you can actually have this hero start to be active and, like, put pressure on the enemy heroes. But instead, they have, like, Oracle and Earth Spirit, which makes it really hard for Brawl to play this game.
Another movement back towards mid again as they're going to try and secure these runs. Oh my god.
Oh.
What? That's mine. You can't have it.
Yeah, very
Alright.
cheeky play by Quinn, Mr.
That was actually so greedy versus an Earth Spirit.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's sort of safe, right? But if Moon had predicted that, then that's a god tier level play.
Right.
You know, maybe on land.
On land he gets it. Yeah,
I don't know if he saw him on the ward though, because there is that radiant
No,
observer
the ward was placed after
Got it.
Puck
Got
on
it.
it. So, like, it was close still. Like, it was just placed. Oh, third XO of the game, going top.
Okay, Saberlight trying to do some damage here. The rest of the heroes of Undying sort of in the areas the arrow goes out, but like they're just chilling in the river. I don't know what's going on right now. Like what
They're
their
forcing
play
Roshan.
is.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they're maybe looking for rotations too, right? Because like Saberlight just got the tower, so now they're probably just wondering like where the hell's Quincy crew?
Roll. Can't find Quinn. I mean, he's still sitting with a Witchblade and a DD. If they realize this Rosha's going on, Undying are in a lot of trouble.
They know.
They have an idea.
The arrow comes out. I don't think
the
Mojo's missed an
follow-up.
arrow this game yet.
Saberlight, gotta be careful. Roll in. They get the jump, but Quinn trying to chase down this DP gets healed up by that Oracle. Omni Splash going out now as well. The Witch Doctor gets his ulti off, doing a good chunk of damage to Bryle off to the side. They have already lost the Mirana. Quinn thinking about going back in again.
They burned all of Quincy's spells here. Tomato couldn't quite get into the fight, but no one's falling other than Moon. It's be all right considering the circumstances. They just need to like get the re-goose now.
And I think Quincy, they need to stall this game in order for this BKB on Monkey King to come up. Once he has that, he can probably walk into the fight. And then the fights will be more simple. Right now, like, no one on Quincy crew can really commit into the fight. So we're just going to see like a lot of shuffling in these fights. And okay, I'm trying to just click around and see like what do Undying need to win these fights, right? Like you have a Yoceptor coming out in DP soon. This Viper has his Hood Atos. I think they're gonna wait for like Tomato's Blink and the Yos on DP, and like they can't like those aren't items that really let you take a big team fight, but they are items that help you set up for pickoffs. And what they need to do is they need to pick off some key heroes and sort of snowball off that.
They can chain the silence from Moon to Saberlight. That could also be pretty huge.
For sure. I mean, this Puck is squishy. He's gone Witch's Blade Blink, and he has no way to take off silence. Like, it's a very, I want to say, aggressive, cocky build from him this game, because you're against an Earth Spirit. So, and a DP silence.
Yeah,
even.
man, that's a call-out build. That's what that is.
Yeah. I mean, I like
I'm
it,
better
honestly.
than you.
Yeah. Well, and I think that, like, you know, part of it as well is making sure that he is a force to be reckoned with. Like, if he has to go in and go crazy, like, even if they kill him, maybe that's buying enough space elsewhere, but they have to respond to him, no matter
I
what.
think a smoke coming out for Quincy crew here.
Arcane
It's a
Rune.
very nice smoke pattern if people want to try in their pubs. You push the side lane, and you TP to your mid with your mid support with a smoke, and then you just smoke. It's very fast and hard to react to.
When pops Arcane, has it available, half in a mana pool. With the Clarity running, and Bryle going to be there to break the smoke up high ground. They drop down a sentry ward, don't quite spot him. Arrow goes out, going to be off the mark. Bryle realizing there's people nearby.
Man, if they had an obs there,
Yeah.
like, that smoke was only awkward because they didn't have any observer wards.
Yeah.
That's another thing people should look out for in their pods. You want smoke, you need to save an obs for it.
They had no
Is that-
sentries down on the actual ramp.
Yeah, they would have got a good jump there, I think. They would have seen the Oracle from that. Oh, they're going Roshan again. Another Exo.
He's back up though, except Moonlight, and they have the BKB.
Jump. Already at the start, Oracle's dead to start this one. No buyback. Undying can't go now. They can't do it.
It feels so hard to play. Like, your pickoff is so bad on Undying. So what you have to do is you have to force a fight. But you can't force a fight because they're just being annoying. Like,
Look
they have
at
so
your
many
wire.
long-range spells. Yao's taking a bot tower. Like, it's hard. Like, the thing about... Like, look at Quincy Crew's lineup. Like, if someone shows on a lane, you Monkey King stun them, you arrow, Starfall, Puck spells. They're dead. Like, what does Undying have that's the equivalent? It's, like, hard to, It's hard to play in the same way.
Yeah, they would need a full commitment, like Tomato actually just dunking in, and then obviously the
Sorry,
rotations come from Quincy.
I just
and-
say PSA something. I've gotten, like, 3 messages from people about the, like, voting for their friend CSGO team at ESL. That's a scam. Don't click their links for anyone getting that.
Dude, you're like
Like,
a month late, right?
No, because it's
Is
happening
this round
again.
2
Like,
or
just
something?
now. I don't know why. Like, it happened before. I know, like, Moo got caught and stuff. But, like,
Okay.
Come on, guys.
It's happening again. Like, stop messaging me.
I love the PSAs. Well done. That's so everybody knows and stays healthy in their.
I mean,
stuff
if
doesn't
you get
break
caught
down.
by that, like, the first time it's sort of like, it's sort of not a bad scam, but come on, reusing the same one. Like,
So are you gonna call
that's
out
just
who it
lazy.
was that got caught? Are you gonna spill some names?
I can't.
Okay.
Period.
Jesus.
How many TIs have they won? That's all I'm asking. I don't want to.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, one of them has won a Korean TI.
Nice.
It's not Blitz.
All right. Fair enough. Oh man, yeah, his
That's a
team
real
just
championship
goes.
right there.
His team goes to the major, and then he just like hands off
No,
the
it's
keyboard.
not,
I
it's
fall
not
for all
him.
the
It's
skins.
actually not Blitz. It's not Blitz.
Oh, Moon?
Less loud. There. Moon. Oh, gets interrupted. LOA's still dead. But Tomato has that Maledict on him. The fight brewing as they blow up Dubu. Dubu buys back into this one. They need to play with Saberlight. Stunned, but in a little bit of trouble. Gets lifted up. Okay, still living through that one. Can they get in there in time? Moon gets blown up as well. And with the Oracle coming back, they're going to stop the chase on Quincy crew. But Undying, I mean, they're thinking about going up this high ground. The turn now as they find Bryle, the Maledict on him, but the save coming from Dubu. That's what they needed. And now Undying, again, they pop Exorcism. They haven't gotten Roche, and now Quincy crew have another chance to go in and battle if they want to.
Oh, these fights are so well played by both teams. They're just in skirmish mode. They're not committing too hard. You know, there's some big spells coming out, but they're not like, oh, I've used Monkey King out, go, 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 go,
Dude.
go, you know? They're
Whoa.
keeping a good presence of mind, they're casting the long range spells, and they're just doing a good job.
Tell the
Quinn
people
is,
about that
put on
Trent.
the laser show here, eh?
Yeah,
Got the Decim
Oh
coming.
man.
Let's go.
that is insane.
Essentially making his Monkey King off lane like a carry, right? He's
Well,
gonna buff the damage like crazy.
but the other thing is that he has no defensive items and no defensive supports. Like, Quinn Callahan has lost his mind, ladies and gentlemen. He is.
Best defense is a strong offense, Gabe.
I guess that's true, but this just seems so wild to me. It's like I don't know. Like we were talking about multiple times, the Earth Spirit, the DP silence. It doesn't matter though. The dude's not even taking the Aegis.
You know, he asked the support to buy a medallion. They said no. This is
Coil comes out, the right-click damage coming through, all of the Omni Splash out onto him. But Yor ends up going in a little bit of trouble now. They jump onto Bryle, blows him up afterwards. And the chase down continues. Arrow out, double kill for the Jug. Sick stuff, again, from Quincy crew. Who needs defensive items?
Yeah, they even got on top of the puck with silence there, but he just knows his limits, he's pushing them. And they overcommit on him, they get a good Omni Slash, and man, like these engagements, like, I just want to stress, they're so hard for Undying to take right now. Like, they basically need Ursa to kill someone before the fight starts in order to win at this point, I think. Which is possible, so, you know, don't turn off the stream.
We've got more tiebreakers to come after this one anyways, with people
true.
potentially getting relegated. Definitely
Actually,
getting relegated.
those are important games.
Totally.
Anyways, I really like Yawar. He does this sorry, Yawar's jug build. Also the guy, but he does this jug
Sorry, I
build
don't actually
where-
like war.
I
This
love
build.
Yawar. But he always goes for this like Nailstorm, Manta, Scotty plus Shard thing, and the spin is just so strong right now. Like it's super fun.
Definitely. I think that, you know, we've been seeing the Shard obviously be so good, but then even in the mid game, it can just be so much damage coming out as Quinn hooks up high ground.
Oh,
Silence.
messed up.
Has he finally been punished? He has. Okay. Well,
He tried to get the instant blink off instead of waiting for a phase shift because he knew like after his phase shift he would have to turn to blink, and you know they just get the clutch there. Sometimes like in these games like it looks unwinnable, but sometimes you just need to clutch it, you know? Like I know I said it before, but Matu says this apparently a lot. I don't know, Kezu played with him, and he says like, guys, we just need to clutch it. And then sometimes they come high ground and you just clutch their carry or you clutch their mid there, and all of a sudden the tempo of the game's going your way. They're smoke up, they're looking to snowball, they're gonna take mid tower. Like that's a good pick. We've got a game on our hands now.
Actually get the mid tower, yeah. And maybe even MSS here if he decides to take a wrong turn, but I think he'll be all right.
Yeah, good reaction by MSS, or just Quincy crew in general, not to bleed kills here. I know I played some party kill with Mojo, and he gets very frustrated when he's telling me and my friends, guys, let's stop bleeding kills after we have fed 7 times after 1 death. But
It's the way of it, isn't it? I
it's
saw
a
your
good-
DK game last night. That was fine.
that
don't
was
worry.
a rough one. That was a
But-
fun game, actually.
It's okay. You can play 5 DK. That's cool.
Well, anyways, it's a 9,000 gold lead now, and like you were talking about, not knowing to bleed kills, but more importantly for Undying, they've got to kind of sort of like build off of that momentum.
I think the best thing they got was this ward mid.
Right.
Actually, pretty nice.
That is true. Because they need to play for these pickoffs, so when you need to play for pickoffs, these lane wards are really good for that. You see so and you bop them.
Minute and a half left on
Nice
Roche.
healing ward snipe. Nice healing ward snipe.
So we have a little bit of time to try and get this pressure onto the tier 2, and obviously Undying still hanging on to hope for getting their outpost back eventually. Saberlight just gets stunned, just gets jumped. Oh my god, Dubu moving into position, pops it right there, and immediately Quincy crew try and run away. And it looks like they'll be able to back out now. If they want to reinitiate, there's an opening here.
That's a long cooldown for Oracle now. That hero's been nerfed over and over. It's 100. Oh!
Bryle catches an arrow,
Oracle.
immediate jump afterwards, spin. Trying to go in though. Yeah, it's a good point. He's still surviving. Roll though onto Quinn. Oh, but the save coming from the Monkey King, and you are barely at 50 HP. As he walks away, the tower almost gonna take him down, ages down, and now turns onto Bryle. That's 2 dead. Saberlight still living through this one, but the pressure coming from Quincy. And they do it. I mean, they don't have Quinn still, so they're gonna have to play this one a little bit safe.
I think that's a pretty good use of your Aegis. You forced, it was about to expire, I think, right? And then they forced out an Exo and some pressure on the tower. Like I think Quincy crew are okay right now, just keeping map control. Something that's like Ursa's usually a jug counter, but when you get to like Scotty and stuff to kite the Ursa, Jug actually can become pretty good versus Ursa. It becomes really hard to fight him. And he actually has my favorite item in Jug, the Mindbreaker, because when you spin, you can right-click people and proc all your on-hit things. So he's gonna spin and proc Scotty, Maelstrom, and Mindbreaker. Just do a ton of damage.
Wow,
Seems broken.
Then he's gonna have the Ags for the Omni too. And well, speaking of Ags, it's also one finished up by Lelis. So
I think something that's really apparent here is like, because of the start of this game, what happens when like a team has a bad start is that the farm distribution gets really skewed. Because if you have a bad start, your supports can still make the map farmable for your cores. And what happens, your supports would never have any space on the map. And you can see the difference in support net worth. Like, Moon is, you know, he's got his Ghost Scepter. That's the best choice for him. But Mojo, he has Spear Vessel, he has the yields, he's going to work on that Aghanim Scepter. And the impact from the supports is really hard for the Undying side.
One of those things that like just sort of makes Philosopher's Stone so nice to get on some of these games, and makes you really feel it if you don't get it when you're down like this, definitely, for Undying.
We're going to see a fight over this bottom shrine. I think it's Quincy could really want to get this away from Undying. The EXP, ooh, they're just looking for a fight here.
Yeah, looking to take that one. Oh, they're right together! Oh my god, the coconut bounce is devastating. Bryle did not get a chance to play Dota as he got exploded. Dude, how often do you see a play like that out of a Witch Doctor? So nice.
That hero's good. I mean, honestly, like that was just a really good identification for Quincy crew. Like they saw that they're taking a shrine. They showed our Monkey King top while they're doing this, and then he has this he doesn't have a shard, but that hero's just really fast on the map. That level 15 talent. So he shows top, and he still makes it to the fight at the enemy to the right of the enemy mid tier 2. And those types of plays, like a lot of people are watching, they're like, oh, how are you getting caught by that? But if the enemy shows their hero top, you think that some area is safe, and like they even read it, right? Like they were walking away over that thing.
Got him, but Dubu behind, able to save him, pop the
Himiko
exorcism, as they will kill off one. Can they find any more afterwards though? Saberlight still running in. Leslau up on the high ground. Moon didn't manage to take down that tree. He explodes, and now Saberlight on the wrong side of a Wukong's command. He also falls. Quincy crew again, just looking so solid here. 6 of 25. They take over the map. They got the outposts. They're getting bounty runes. Roche is possible being back up in 40 seconds. They're just cooking on all fronts.
They have no way to. Oh man.
Oh,
Now
got
again.
Nice. Looking for it. Can they
that's
kill
huge.
him? That's good. That's really needed. Jumps down to the low ground and rage afterwards. Tomato trying to get out of there. TP won't be able to complete. It was looking good for a moment, but only a moment as 4 end up dying. And I mean, they have a catapult now with the healing ward behind them. There's no glyph. This might go down. This might be a full set of racks if they're not careful.
There's nothing in these teamfights that actually gives Tomato confidence. Like Coil, Monkey King ulti, cast, anything like that. Like that's all confidence for me if I'm a core on Quincy. Like when do I jump in as Tomato? Like he just uses 10-second blink BKB for the first time.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. That's a really good point. Like I've been trying to talk about why it's hard for Undying to make these moves compared to Quincy, but you hit it right on the head there. Like usually on Ursa, someone stuns, you blink on him and you kill him. But he literally has nothing to stun. Like Earth Spirit Row is not a reliable stun.
No, not until you're like level 20 some or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. Like what happened that last fight, the fight before the last one, was that he jumped the Witch Doctor, he got that pick off. Like that's really good by him. That's good target acquisition, it's good play, but like that's all he can go for. And you don't want to be in that position as a carry.
All right. Well, Quinn again pushing up this top lane, has the BKB completed, eyeing up the Lincolns for the moment. But Roche, it's capable of respawning right now. It's going to be another minute and a half. So a relatively long respawn across the potential possibilities there. But still, you can see Quincy crew, they're not being quite as oppressive across the map as we saw before. As you can see that Undying's still able to farm the triangle a little bit, get a couple of these waves here and there. But it's not great. It's still looking really tough.
Ooh. And Leslie is actually going for the Nullifier. I think when Ursa was becoming more popular, people are thinking like, how can I deal with this hero? Because he's really strong right now. One of the best counters to this hero is you just put a Nullifier on him. Because it persists through the ultimate, and he can never overpower. If you get it on him before he can BKB, he cannot use his overpower.
Yeah.
And then he's just not a hero. Yeah. So I really like that.
Well,
how am I getting more messages with this scam?
Everyone's just copy-pasting it now, you know?
yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
I'm getting messages about people warning me about the scam, that people are getting scammed.
I'm glad that you're doing this service, though, for the community. Letting them know, you know, through your pain, we're all learning. That's important. But, yeah, still waiting around this Roche pit continuously. Puck has gone for that, like, slightly more survivable build now and is going to push out this bottom lane while simultaneously Undying just sort of tooting around the high ground, ready for a fight.
You know, they should change the scam to, like, tell you that there's a scam going around and to click this link to see if your account has been compromised.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah? Man, I'd be a great scammer.
Oh my god. Just enter your social security number here. Everything's fine. So.
Yeah. So, we're looking for Undying's timing here. Like, what is their attempt to break that comeback in this game? And apparently,
This'll probably
just gonna get picked off.
Yeah, Moon in some trouble yet again. Interrupt that roll.
So hard.
Super duper dead.
Like, it's still the same. You need to find a pick on a ward. Oh, they're
BKB out as well. Coil tries to bring them. They buy back on Moon. This is a big jump in. I mean, they gotta win this fight. Leslau gets down the ulti. Exorcism is out, but Bryle already dead, and now the chase down for more. Moon gonna die back there as Saberlight is just gonna get chased yet again. He manages to get out of there, but Quinn will not be denied. Turns back onto Dubu, tries to get out of there. Goes for the phase shift, everybody around him, and the root. Well played by Dubu there. So they finally are able to punish Quinn with a bunch of buybacks. But are they going for round two?
Still Tomato.
Oh my god, Tomato pops that enrage. Good jump to the low grounds.
There it is. Confidence in an item. The Abyssal.
Whoa, Abyssal, turn. They were expecting it. They were ready. You are. He gets blown up. Quincy crew going a bit too far there, and Tomato makes the punish happen. But the coconuts might be enough to let him get out of there. Juggernaut buyback. Okay, all right.
I don't want to give it up.
This is scary. Leslau is just outside of the pit. Do they have any vision over here? It doesn't look like it on the side of Undying.
This makes me want to go in the pit to see if I can get the puck buyback too. Of course, then do you just all die is the question.
Right.
What's going on? Quincy crew are falling apart. Like this, they're dying. The Jug has
wait,
he
has the spell life steal. Won't he see that he's hitting the
it's hitting Roche.
Roche too.
Oh my god, they just forced 3 buybacks. Dude. Then he's up 20k and you're forcing 3 buybacks.
I think this has to do with that philosophy of Quincy crew. I'm just like full
honestly,
power team fights all the time.
This is just small. This is honestly just poor play from them, I think. This is not the standard I think they've set for
Are you
themselves.
suggesting they make mistakes too?
Roll in.
Oh, Moon's going in.
Moon wanting to salvage something for his team here. He's dead though. Turn around now. Bryle, Muslau thinking about popping the ulti, doesn't drop it yet. Now finally gonna go for it. But they haven't gotten the lockdown onto Bryle here. He's over on the outside of the pit, but still in trouble. Saved by the Oracle. And now thinking about going in for more. I mean, he's taking so much damage here. Eul Scepter lift up onto Tomato. Bryle still in trouble. Doesn't end up dying though. Arrow comes out afterwards. This dude is taking everything. Eventually, it's too much as they find the kill. Now, Quincy, after a sloppy couple of minutes here, are going to move into the pit and try and take this one down. And Undying do anything to contest, really. They got Blink Tomato.
Tomato's going to go in for this.
I mean, Quinn's over there as well. Coil dropped down onto one. Who's he going for? Wanted to go onto Quinn, but couldn't catch him. And now the Eul Scepter lift up. Tomato in trouble, pops the BKB. Has Enrage available afterwards. Overpower, wants to chase. Roland coming for Moon, who's back to life yet again. Omni Slash out. It's not looking like it's quite going to connect, but there's the chase. There's the turn. Undying finds it, gets another kill. Moon again in trouble. MSS going to finish him off. Tomato still alive. The entire game on his back, along with Saberlight, who gets that silence off. Oh my god, that Spirit Vessel is bringing him down lower and lower as Quinn got bashed by Roche. That might be enough to save Saberlight. He's gonna try and TP out of there. Do they find him? Not quite in time. Barely getting out of there. What a wild freaking fight.
What's happening, guys?
I don't know.
Help! Okay, mid-rack's getting hit by siege wagons. Quinn with his Chad build just gonna solo Roshan or something, but these fights are insane. Like, they're kiting each other so well, and what that means is, like, the moment you overstep and the kiting team's in a good mindset, they're gonna turn on you. And, like, Yawar, he didn't get Omni Slash off. He didn't even get spin off that fight.
Yeah.
That was a great play by Moon to come back in. He's been a little bit explosive. Like, he died too much instantly in a lot of these team fights, but that was a really quality roll in plus double silence.
To be honest, he's playing Earthspirit exactly how it feels like to play Earthspirit from behind. Yeah. Like, you have to go in to make space for your team, and then report you because you have a lot of deaths. But, like, that's your job, you know? Like, you gotta do what you gotta do. And now Quinn, he has this Aegis, so he can continue playing like a psycho.
You know, Aui, it's interesting to me in particular with you here because this reminds me a little bit of one of those games that we saw in Quincy Crew all the way back at the Chongqing Major, where they were playing against J-Storm in that best of one in the lower division. Things looked really good, and then it fell apart. You were the coach during that team.
Is that the game? Wait, is that the game we had Tidehunter for Visage mid?
No, but it was the one where you had Terrorblade mid, and it was Bryle playing OD.
No, don't talk about that game.
But it was against Bryle, and it's you know, not exactly the same Quincy Crew. They were forward gaming at that point, but it feels like things are getting a little bit wild.
No.
I don't know.
I remember that game. Yeah, we never pressed Ravage and Meta together.
Does it feel at all similar, where like Quincy Crew are losing control at all?
I mean, I think that game we were not up like 20k, and like honestly, the players from Quincy Crew, they're a bit cocky, but they're still in control of this game.
All right.
Like, they have the Aegis, they're still up 30k. If they get their stuff together, like, they're completely fine in this game. But I want to say, like, Undying have done a really good job. Like, their execution on punishing the errors from Quincy Crew has been perfect. Like, every single time I think a hero has the potential to die, they're already killing him. And that's just good play. DP with the Spell Prism as well. He's actually starting to be a force in these fights. He's got his core items up.
Well, what are our buybacks right now? Ursa, DP. No buyback on Oracle. Buyback only on MSS too, in terms of timers, which is pretty crazy. Now Ursa buys out for the Satanic.
Yeah, only DP and Miranda buyback, so the next clash, like, this is going to be a big one.
He wants the big item. He wants the big stick on the bear.
Ooh, that's a Spell Prism on Puck. That's a big item as well.
Huh. This is if Ursa can get that Rapier, I mean, he's already got the Abyssal for the lockdown. He's got Satanic. Like, Tomato is definitely a monster in this game.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, shout out to him. Like, the game has been so bad for him. Like, he's 5k ahead of everyone else in the game somehow. Like, he's been playing this game really well. And in teamfights, like, he's been getting the instant kills that they need. Like, I remember there was like a Witch Doctor to tier 2 mid, but he's been like just consistently putting up more damage than honestly he should in this position, considering how much Quincy Crew have to like fight him. But now the Nullifier's out on Monkey King, so if they ever see this Ursa, they get this Nullifier on him. Like, it does not do good things to that hero.
Leveler gonna be taken as well at this point. Although
Does Penta Edge Sword work on Monkey King ulti?
I don't know.
I would assume it does.
It should. And I don't know any
so
reason
that's
why I
pretty
wouldn't.
cool, right? Like the overlap is that much bigger, and that's a big deal.
Reminds me of like ability draft when you get it on a ranged hero.
Oh yes. Actually, I remember when they first put this hero in the game. When they first put Quiver in the game. Your Quiver hit on every single monkey illusion. That was like super cool. But yeah, anyways.
Position 4 monkey
Very
bashing.
here.
Good times.
Oh yeah, very fun.
So
Thanks,
next setup
Puck
here
has
as well.
Hex queued up. It's pretty much finished. He just needs like 10 gold for it. So now they have
Scanning.
Quincy. They have a lot of long range stuff, but as the game got longer, they started to lack like the hard stun to go with it because they just have BKB and Eos. With this Hex, they throw the Hexes on. Same thing. Hex, long range spell, Death Lord, Arrow, Monkey King Stun, etc. They're gonna be able to kill someone with no committal. And as we've been seeing in the fights, like it's a lot of kiting in the fights. If you can burst on without having to commit, then you're sort of nullifying the kiting potential of the enemy team.
But only a minute left on the Aegis or so no real point of pressing forward for Quincy. Gonna hang back. Finish out map
I'm also
control.
surprised Yawer didn't buy his Juggernaut shard. I thought he almost always bought the item.
He has been jumping around a lot since that buyback between his items. Like he's had the Ags queued up for a long time, and now he's going back for the Abyssal instead.
Stormcrafter picked up now as well for the Ursa. That one's probably going to be
Puck.
passed over. And at least for now, you can see, I mean, the kill score has always favored Quincy Crew this game. But they're sort of, obviously defending their high ground. It's going to be easier for Undying to fight around this area, more likely
Quincy
than
Crew
not.
they're back up to this 20k lead. But I want to say, like, if the total net worth is 100,000 for both teams, or one team's 100,000, one team's 120,000, but that's a lot better for you than if it's 60,000 versus 80,000. Just because the percentage of gold you're behind is a lot less. So
Yeah, I mean Quinn is 21,000 net worth, so he goes in a little too deep.
Exactly.
We're
like,
even.
They have no buybacks. I mean, the buybacks are coming out cooldown, but Quinn actually doesn't have gold for it. Yawer has gold for it, but
Well, and you
he's
mentioned
been
the
playing
like
pretty crazy, so he might just buy out.
you mentioned the Hex for Puck. Like for a long time, he had that Lincoln's queued up, so he doesn't really have that defense against a jump Abyssal. So it feels like as often these games come down to, it's going to be a lot about the vision that each team has.
For sure. I mean, Mojo almost has his E-Blade, which will sort of like
That's
Quincy
huge.
Crew. What they're doing really well right now is I think their mid game is shaky, but their itemization has been really good against. Like they've identified what kills them on the Undying team, and they're just itemizing against it. Because I mean, I'm saying this again, so I'm just repeating myself like a boring person, but
You're
the kiting
fine.
in fights, like when the fights are really kitey, you play and itemize to like either supplement the kiting or to stop your opponent for kiting.
Interesting.
Like, if they see this Hex on Puck, I'm pretty sure they'll kill before staff on the supports of Undying, so when someone gets Hex, you can just force staff them and reset the fight.
Well, again, 44 minutes as the Aegis had been reclaimed just recently. Getting ready for the next round of it, most likely, as we get closer and closer to this 50-minute mark. Ward in the mid
He
lane
didn't
there.
bottle the Arcane Root. He chose to keep the DD bottled over the Arcane Root. Not too sure if that was a conscious choice, he just forgot he had the DD. But Puck is DD Arcane right now. I think they might smoke.
Time to party.
I think
See
you're
if
right.
I lied. They're
I think he
gonna
just
farm.
forgot. Yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Although they might
Hopefully.
think there's a smoke going on or something, I'm not sure. Because they saw them walk up the hill, so maybe they thought that they were about to smoke and come in. The way he orbed and was checking the runes or the
I think-
pillar carefully.
How the teams are playing, like, they have no buyback. I can understand also. Honestly, I wouldn't want to smoke there either, just because there's no buyback. I just thought he popped both of them. Maybe he's smoking. But, oh, they're gonna fight into vision
Off-century
here.
combo.
Ooh, deadly. But again, MSS, the rest of Quincy Crew, they saw this as they passed by this ward over by where the tier 2 tower used to be mid. So recognizing it and nicely played there. I like that. Good deny the bounty. He denied the bounty with the illusion.
Oh, nice cheeky play there. I mean, with how the teams are playing, this next Roshan is going to determine the game.
Right.
I mean, if Undying get it, maybe not determine the game, but I mean, if they don't get it, I think they should be able to just go high ground on Quincy Crew.
I mean, they're putting Tomato into the creep camp. Say, oh wait, he just bought the shard because he's not gonna get the rapier in time.
I like that. I don't know what that shard does, but
It's
That's
the
a good
enrage.
oh, enrage for 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay, I can actually
Quality.
see that working out this game. He's gonna hit a lot of times in a row versus the melee cores on Quincy Crew. Usually that shard is sort of sus, But right now, both teams are thinking about this Roshan, which means that they're both going to save all their buybacks. We're about to see a 10v10 brawl here.
Yeah, Moon just did the same thing though, because he saw that he needs the shard as well for that big team fight. He's low on stones and he was getting worried, so he just bought it.
That's sort of because they need to keep vision of the Roshan, right?
Yeah.
That's why he did it. It's
That's really good.
So he's decided that the vision is more important than the buyback on him, which I agree with. That's a really good.
I mean, he's really close. He actually only needs 600 gold.
For buyback?
Yeah, that seems insane.
He's having a rough.
Okay, Atos lift up afterwards. Aui throws out the cast. Gonna bounce around a couple times, but they back out. Yeah, that vision thing is gonna be really interesting. I actually haven't seen it. Is there a way that you can tell that the stones give vision if you're Quincy crew?
Absolutely zero way to tell. The only way to tell is if you see the Earth Spirit and he has the shard. And if you put a stone down and then buy the shard, that stone instantly gains vision too.
Ooh.
So they have vision right now in the pit. They see this. That's
like
really cool.
It's an awesome shard. It's very good when you're sieging. It's actually like kind of broken when you're sieging.
Arrows go out again. That stone is going to expire that was in the pit.
The
so
thing
Mojo's
is,
actually not going for the E-Blade. Switch it up to the... So, oh,
God,
Moon was almost dead there.
Yeah, it was really close.
but he's basically just trying to make it so that Yoar kills the entire team.
Yeah. I mean, I like that play. There's a lot of physical damage coming out from Undying.
Okay.
Jug is one of the best off carriers.
In the pit. There's not a stone in there. They haven't been able to drop one yet. They're going to see it in just a moment here, though, as they drop the stone down, ready to jump at a moment's notice. Wukong's command already out. Have to back away. Tomato ready to jump as well if they want to go on him, but breaking the Blink Dagger and the coil up on the high ground for all three of them. Roland tries to make it happen, but Moon able to snatch the Aegis. Oh, what a play. Did he get anything else afterwards?
He killed the Roche. But he didn't get the
Noir snatched the Aegis. Excuse me. That would have been much better. I just saw him back alive again, but that's a buyback. Never mind.
A bit of a cheeky buyback there. I mean, they're not going to take that fight anymore, but obviously the Roshan snipe, it's a good deal of golden EXP.
Where's the shard? Does anyone see it?
Was that an egg shard?
Yeah, it was a refresher shard.
Oh, refresher shard.
Did he instantly burn it on Moon?
He might have. I don't know.
He might have picked it up, used it, and tried to grab the Aegis.
Oh, if he got that refresher shard, that
no,
was
because he
just
still has magnetized. Or he is the I don't know. Yeah. I don't know where it is. It's gone, though.
Maybe he killed it? KYXY?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, no, I will say, I killed the Aegis in one of my pubs. It happens easier than you think it does. So.
Right.
That's what they all say after it happens.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
Also, it wasn't my fault. I was lagging. My team couldn't hear
there
me.
You go.
I was all robotic and lagging.
And 25,000 gold lead again, and Quincy crew, I mean, getting that Aegis is just going to be so clutch for them. It feels like it's going to be really hard to stop this pressure with, you know, I guess that, again, Juggernaut doesn't have his Aghanims yet, so that's one of the sort of better ways that you can siege with Jug, which he doesn't have access to. He can still go up and spin and punch stuff, probably, but we'll see how it goes.
I think Quincy crew want to get all the lanes in before they go high ground here. I'm a bit surprised they're not pushing on this top lane. Like, that's a lot of pressure on top right now. Honestly, like, I can see the nerves happening right now. Like, the decisions aren't as crisp as they usually are from Quincy crew.
Oh god, this is so dicey.
Hojo?
Dangerous.
Very
Very
just
dangerous.
leapt on the hill, started right-clicking the enemy Ursa. Like,
yeah, they're wild right now.
a really good reaction from Undying. They got the ward on the high ground there, and they might be able to take a fight off it.
Oh, the pull.
For it. Silence. BKB, coil onto both with the sheep afterwards. On to the Ursa, but he takes the arrow. Well played right there. Meanwhile, on the other side, Ryle going to be safe for the moment. Ghost Scepter out as well. But with a couple heroes dead, DP has to buy back. Dubu also in trouble as Leslau turns onto him. The jump forward tries to blow one up, but he gets lifted up in that Yule Scepter. Tomato Hex and now bouncing back and forth in the Omni Slash, but he gets bashed as he comes out of it. The full control going to drop. Saberlight also going to get ran down here. Duar still hanging onto that Aegis. They turn onto the tier 3 tower. Everybody's dead, and now eyes on the prize. Quincy crew, they want to go to the major. They want to be the other team representing it. And unless there's some type of a miracle here, they might have just done it. So
yeah, I mean, you know what beats nerves? And like playing slightly off your game?
40,000 gold.
40k net worth, maybe. But sometimes you can just A-click your way through a fight.
All falling into place. Yuar calls it. Nicely done. Quincy crew, ladies and gentlemen, going to take second in the NADPC, and they're going to the major.
Well done. And wow, tiebreaker's shorter than I anticipated. I don't know. I was kind of hoping for the big round robin to keep going. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Samesies.
But there still is potential for that in the lower division. You know, and obviously, I think if you look at sort of the state of the NADPC throughout the season, it's felt like Quincy Crew versus Evil Geniuses, and Quincy Crew has sort of proven themselves time and again throughout. You know, even during the COVID era when we were sort of everywhere else and games weren't happening as consistently, they've looked really solid. So I think that it's good that they're going to be able to go to the major. It's got to hurt for Undying, who again, is this bugbearer and this monkey on their back that was sort of like clawing at them. They're trying to get the win. They were able to take it, and then in these best of ones, they come up just a little bit short. But it's Dota sometimes.
I do think that Undying has really proven how good at Dota they are as a team. I hope that they keep working together and like practicing, because honestly, these games were close. Like it came down to best of one tiebreakers, and I don't think they got to show what they are truly made of in this one game.
Of course.
And
yeah. I mean,
man.
no pro Dota player is ever gonna say that best of one Dota is Dota. You know what I mean?
Right.
It is not
It's
a best
really
of one
not.
game.
But that's sometimes what you have to do when it comes down to these multiple team tiebreakers. And of course, some of it also is making sure that you close out the games throughout the regular season so you don't end up in these positions as well. Undying, I think they've grown a ton as a team throughout the season. Same for Quincy Crew and EG. And those are going to be the two teams that are representing North America at the major. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. Maybe they'll be able to, perform well and pull a couple more slots back to good old NA.
Yeah.
There you go. But for now, at least, we're going to head on back to the panel, let them break down the action. First to a break, and when we come back, again, we have that second round of the 3-team tiebreaker that we're looking at to figure out who is the other team that's going to be relegated from the NADPC. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Our first through third tiebreaker has concluded, and we now know the two teams going to be heading to the major to represent NA. Evil Geniuses straight to the playoffs, and now Quincy Crew, they best Undying, and they will be going to the major in the group stage, be the second team to represent NA. I'm back here with Sunsfan and Jenkins, a hard-fought best of one. Quincy Crew seemed to have an advantage the whole way through, but Undying went down, not without a bit of a fight there at the end, but ultimately couldn't get it done. A dark day for anime indeed. Sunsfan, your take on the match and the results, and our two teams going off to the major.
Yeah. Well, I guess we can talk about the match first. Amazing start for Quincy Crew, obviously. They basically won every single lane. And I feel like from a drafting perspective, we kind of touched on it briefly when we were discussing it at the time, but it felt like the puck last pick just won them the draft. Undying felt forced to pick this Viper against the supposed mid Monkey King, but it ended up being switched up, and picking Brile, a hero like Viper, as AUI and Jenkins, that everybody basically talked about all game, is not ideal. And then from there, they just got off to a huge lead. They did get very sloppy. I believe the guys were calling it nerves. I don't know what the hell it was, but Quinn fed 2 horrible deaths away that kind of extended the game by like 20 minutes, and it helped Tomato become like this unstoppable monster. He was like 6K ahead of anybody. The problem is the next 4 in line net worth-wise were on the opposing team. So it was just, one of those games where if you just didn't screw it up too much, you were going to end up winning. But from Quincy Crew's perspective, I personally am just very happy that they made it to the major, because kind of echoing what Crit said, I think a lot of people feel the same way. They deserve to go to the major based on the fact that they have just been the team the last year at this stage. So just happy to see. Obviously sad for Undying, but I think they're going to learn from this and come back stronger if they watch enough anime.
I just got to say, maybe this is my off-lane bias here, but shout-outs to Lelis. He's just such a top-tier guy. You feed him pubs. He won't flame you. He just does his thing. No matter what, he always has a good game. The man speaks fluently 3 languages. He's incredibly fit. Everything about this guy is just alpha plus. He played this Monkey King into Oracle. Hard countered in lane against Ursa. Okay? This is not easy. Ursa and Oracle, 2 counters. And he's fine. He doesn't care. Because, you know why? Because he had to take the bullet for his teammate. He had to take the bullet so that Quinn could pop off and have a fantastic puck game. You talked about Quinn's deaths. I think you can call them feeds, but I actually feel like with his build, he should have fed it earlier. Like he had no survivability whatsoever. He just went raw damage, extremely high risk, high reward, and it panned out. Like it worked out for them. It gave them such an early game advantage. But the bottom line is the only reason that is possible is because Quinn Callahan may look like the president, but the president is nothing without his or her secret service. Okay? And that's who
Wow,
Lelis
that's
is.
quite the analogy. Okay. Well, I will say this. It's not quite like the Secret Service because the president in this case paid back his Secret Serviceman by buying that Desolator, which enables both of the right-click quote-unquote carries you have as position 1 and 3 in the Monkey King and the Juggernaut. And it also enabled them to be able to take Roshan, which is great against Ursa because that's literally what he's built to do is take Roshans. But yeah, well played overall. Quinn, the president, came out victorious this time, gentlemen.
It looks like we do have a winner interview. I'm going to pull him in right now. Looks like we do have LOA. I kind of just grabbed him and threw him into the room if he's even here. I have LOA joining us for the winner interview, aka SVG, captain of the Quincy crew. First off, huge congratulations. Your team is now going to be heading to the major to represent NA. You're going straight to the group stage. So, Avery, my first question, obviously, intense day of tiebreaker action. You fell short going against Evil Geniuses and then had to pick it up going right into their matchup here against Undying. So I want to ask, did you have like a totally separate strategy ready to go for Undying that you just turn and execute on? Did you even have to weigh much on the EG series, or did you guys just immediately put that behind you and focus right on Undying and go forward?
I think we actually felt decent coming out of the EG game. I feel like we were in a really good position to win that game, and we took some pretty bad fights. And then, I mean, that game isn't easy to win by any means, but I think we were in a position where we could have closed it out pretty well. So even though we lost, we felt like we were playing decent today. And so as long as we focus up and go next game, we can win. We had prep for both teams, so going into the second game, it's just switching to the prep for Undying as opposed to the prep for EG.
All right, good stuff. Gentlemen, I'm going to do the rare just quick mulligan here for myself before I hand you off to Sunsfan Jenkins. Before I forget, now we do have like 5 weeks time, if I'm not mistaken, before the major even begins. Do you have any ideas or plans on what you're going to be doing as a team? Is there any attempt going to be happening for a boot camp maybe, or are you guys just going to be grinding scrims from here to then?
No, I mean, we're not going to boot camp. I mean, we've been working online for like the last year anyway, so we're kind of used to it at this point. And it's not too bad. I think we will just try and train and get in the best form possible to go to Singapore and see what happens there. I think we can do really well. I think we're becoming a really strong team, but we still have some tendencies to like not throw some games, but not close them out as cleanly as we can. And so if we get that up to par, I think we can do really well at the major.
All right, good stuff. Sunsfan, please.
First of all, congratulations. I'm glad you guys got to the major one way or the other. What have the past couple of weeks been like? Because you guys were undefeated. You beat EG, and it feels like you got over that hump over this team that a lot of people would have picked ahead of you. And then you go into the last match of the season, you lose to Undying, and then you have to go through the tiebreaks. I'm sure it's very stressful, but what have the past 2 weeks been like for you guys?
I mean, we were pretty confident going into the first Undying series. And after we lost that, we were pretty sad because obviously it's like you play this whole 6 weeks league for this, and then this last series just determines everything, right? And so then it feels kind of bad you didn't close it out well. And we also just didn't play well in that series at all. And so it felt pretty bad after that, but you only have like 2 days to regroup. So I think we came back pretty decent for today, which is what matters. And at the end of the day, getting to the major is what counts. Like, you can go in this upper bracket the major, or you can go through groups, but none of it really matters if you're not playing well and you don't do well in the playoffs, right? So at the end of the day, that's what matters.
Okay, my question is about just like your guys' in-game comms. If you don't want to answer because it's revealing anything, obviously feel free. I'm wondering if you guys call each other out for like known bad habits or bad communication in game? Because I know that happens with tier 2 teams a lot. Is people will call each other out like in a polite way, or do you guys like leave that for after the game? Would you say?
No, I don't think you can. I don't think you can call people out for anything in game, as far as any sort of bad habit or thing. Like all it's going to do is make that guy play worse, and it's useless comms for the game to progress. So that stuff should purely be post game or replay discussion or something like that. I think the same is true for basically anything wrong that goes in game or is a mistake, unless it's something where you want someone to adjust something because you feel like the information they're processing on isn't correct, or like the way they think about taking a team fight isn't correct for some reason, something like that. I mean, obviously that's like an in-game communication thing, but if it's just mistakes or someone is like not communicating well, I mean, there's not much you can do about it in game. Like maybe you can try and refocus them or something, right? I think that's reasonable.
So like if you can like prevent somebody from dying, like you have some take on the map where like you think a gank is coming, like you guys would call that out or something like, hey, like, you know, don't push that lane or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, if you feel like someone's stepping too far, or you have some gut read that there's smoke somewhere or they're in some area, yeah. I mean, that stuff gets called a lot of times. I think that's true for almost any team.
Cool.
Oh, thanks for the little bit of insight of the inner workings of the Quincy crew. We would love to drill you with some more questions here, LOA, but unfortunately we do have another tiebreaker series to get into, so I'll just leave you with a huge congratulations again. You join EG. We obviously are wishing you two the best of luck. We would love to see you guys both succeed and earn our region another slot maybe.
Get us that slot,
2.
brother.
Get us that slot, brother.
Come on, bro.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we'll try our best. Thanks.
Best of luck, and thank you again, LOA. Lots of love to him and to Quincy crew. I'd say hit him up on the social media but they don't have a social media. This team is completely worthless in marketing. They need to get on the social media or get a sponsor. It is time. This team is probably one of the best, if not the best, unsponsored team. Yeah, I know Nigma's there too, but Quincy straight to the group stage, unlike Nigma, standing tall and strong. Looking forward to their showing at the major. But gentlemen, we have to get into a real fast break. When we return, it's time to go for relegation tiebreaker. We have Sad Boys, Black and Yellow, and A-Team. All three of them battling it out. Only 2 can stay in the upper division. 1 team has to go for Season 2. When we return, it's time to get into tiebreaker action. We'll see you then.